Professor Latham, because US lives have been lost, not just in Afghanistan, and I believe close to 3,000 US lives were lost in Afghanistan, more than 20,000 injured, many blamed on direct intelligence leaks by Pakistan to the Taliban and other organizations in Afghanistan, but also during 26/11, for example. Pakistan has bled the United States on US soil and elsewhere. Daniel Pearl killed in Pakistan, that Pakistani Air Vice Marshal's son involved in terror attack in New York. And yet, instead of holding Pakistan's feet to fire, US was arming Pakistan, modernizing their F-16s. Recently, Pakistan's Air Force chief was in the United States seeking more modern aircraft, weapon systems, and air defense systems. Why would US entertain Pakistan?
Well, for reasons that I alluded to earlier, I think there's part of the blob, the deep state, the foreign policy establishment, whatever you want to call it, that believes it can seduce Pakistan back into the American fold. And it won't happen right away, and there's a price to be paid, having your cake and eating it too, as my colleague said. But in the medium to long run, the hope is that if relations continue to improve, that the violence perpetrated by Pakistan-backed terrorists will subside, and Pakistan will go out once again, not once again, but maybe for the first time, brought squarely onto Team USA. And think about that from an American perspective. If you can manage the India-Pakistan conflict, you can dial it down a little bit. You can dial down the India-US, Pakistan-US tensions. You've got a pretty formidable pole in so far a Cold War, as it were, with China in the Indo-Pacific. And I think that Trump has bought into that. I don't think he's smart enough to have that idea himself. His idea is, let's sit down at the table with everybody, wine and dine everybody, and let's do a deal. And the tariffs, by the way, I have to disagree with one of my colleagues here, are not a replacement for geopolitics or grand strategy. They're a key element of it. Trump thinks he can use tariffs to beat other countries into some kind of submission, both over trade policy, but also over broader geopolitical postures. He may be wrong, but I firmly believe that's part of his motivation. He really thinks that tariffs are, what did he call them? A beautiful word, but that's a symbolic way of saying that he thinks they're an effective tool on the global geopolitical stage.
Okay, remains to be seen what kind of a pushback is there from different parts of the world. Still early days, but